Right, perfect. So what? How's your day going so far there?
Good. How about you?
Good. You might want to angle your camera down a little bit. Right now, I can only see you just want to. You were like.
Okay, now.
I don't know if you remember that show Home Improvement from like the 90s, where the neighbor. You may not know what I'm talking about, but
now it is okay.
Yeah, perfect now.
Okay. Okay, let me. My neck is pain.
Yeah, all good now. I can definitely hear you okay now. Yeah, okay now. Perfect. Prashant, remind me where you're at again.
What is it?
Remind me where you're located again.
Peabody, Mass.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Are you guys are dealing with quite the storm right now, huh?
Yeah. It's snowing for past last night. It's almost like 12 hours now. It's gonna snow for another 12 hours.
So I'm not that far. We're in North Carolina, and I think it got close to 80 something degrees today. So.
Yeah. It's like in what do you call? Things are like it's snowing, and yesterday night it started snowing. Early morning it was very bit difficult to commute to drop my kids and all that. So it was a bit tough. Yeah. Now evening also.
Is it supposed to stay cold after the storm, or are you guys gonna warm back up again?
Yeah. Now it is okay. Now the roads are cleared. Everything is so they are able to. Everything is good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. It's I was reading the other day. I think today, between North Dakota and Florida, there's 100-degree temperature difference because the winter storm kicked through up north, but down south it's got super warm. It looks like it's about to pour rain right now. So we'll get some pretty cold weather coming through soon enough here. Hey, Brandon, how's it going?
Hey, Chris, how are you doing?
Good. We're just talking about the storm kicking through Boston right now, but yeah.
Hi, Brandon.
Oh, yeah. Are you out in Boston?
There every day.
Yes, I'm in Boston.
Oh, okay. Where are you at?
I'm in Peabody, Mass.
Okay, I grew up in Marlboro.
Marlboro? Oh, okay. Westboro, Marlboro, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, my parents are still out there, and I'm a New England boy at heart.
Oh, so. Okay. Good.
Well, let's get into it. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late here. Chris, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, no good.
So I always want to make sure I pronounce names correctly. Is it Prashant?
Yeah, you're excellently correct. I pronounce it excellently. That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Prashant, I am thankful for your time to connect with me on this topic and explore fit for you, fit for Fidelity.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just do an introduction of myself, the product area, the project, turn over to you to share some of your key strengths, maybe your top 3 areas of expertise that you feel most confident in.
Mm-hmm.
I have your resume, so you don't need to walk through that whole thing, but we'll talk about some of the use cases and technical scenarios. And we have a half hour scheduled. I won't go past that, so we'll run a nice, efficient conversation. So I'm Brandon Foster. I'm one of the engineering leaders, one of the engineering managers within Fidelity's enterprise cybersecurity customer protection product area. So Fidelity is a big organization. You have multiple, vertical BUs. Within customer protection, which is one of the BUs, you have multiple product areas. Mm-hmm. Customer protection is by far the largest product area. We have about 150 engineers. Most of the build activity takes place in customer protection for login capabilities. Outside of customer protection and enterprise cybersecurity, there's a lot of vendor solutions, SaaS solutions, things like that. But customer protection does a lot of building of APIs and applications and core login capabilities. Customer protection is the front door for the firm. We are logged in for Fidelity. Anything to do with customer client authentication, authorization, identity management capability. Any multi-factor authentication capabilities, one-time password, timed one-time password, push authentication, of course, username and password, all that. And front-end work to support login screens, all that work takes place from customer protection. I also support a team that's working from a back-end perspective on moving off of Docker Swarm on-prem to Kubernetes on-prem with Kubernetes engine. And that'll be a fast follow after that to AWS EKS. And there's already been some work on platforming out EKS for that migration later on this year.
Okay.
So there's a lot of exciting work taking place across the board, but from A to Z, customer protection supports the front door, the login capability for the firm. So it's critically important, right? And from a back-end perspective, the platforms and systems that support providing resourcing for the APIs, the data tier, all the performance around those calls and ensuring low latency, all of that is critically important to ensure a smooth login experience for our end users. And in providing a unified seamless login across the BU partners that we work with is an important initiative that we're currently tackling. So that's sort of high level. And let me just pause and see if you have any initial questions. If not, I'll turn it over to you. And maybe what you can share with me is, brief high-level introduction, 30, 60 seconds, but then, specifically one question I have is, everyone has a breadth of expertise. I'm always curious to ask, what are the top 3 skill sets that you have the most confidence in that you could, if we were to hire you tomorrow, Prashant, what would be those 3 things that you would feel extremely confident in diving in head first? Would it be authoring Jenkins files? Would it be Ansible playbooks? Would it be, spinning up scalable infrastructure to support EKS and AWS, or is it particular AWS services? What are those tasks that immediately you could be put on and without much or any hand-holding add value? So anyway, let me pause and you respond.
So definitely. So my main roles and responsibilities, I was comfortable in writing Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud Platform, working on AWS Google Cloud Platform and Kubernetes, using Elastic Kubernetes Service, Elastic Container Service, which is ECS, extensively working on Amazon Web Services, and also amongst almost more than 15 of the Amazon tools and technologies, including but not limited to Amazon Web Services, S3, Bucket, Lambda, API Gateway, Route 53, and DNS. Also working on cross-site scripting and certificate manager to manage SSL certificates. Some experience in designing and architecting implementing scalable cloud-based web applications using Amazon and GCP, and setting up GCP firewall rules in order to allow or deny traffic to and from the virtual machines. And also responsible for using the content delivery network CDN for Amazon, which is a Route 53 for DNS, for hosting content using OpenShift platform for managing Docker containers and Kubernetes, handling Docker images, pushing them to the remote systems, working on DB configuration and modularizing operation of configuration, setting up Docker scripts, document scripts, and using Apache and for customization of WAR files. Working with building and images, and then troubleshooting Linux platforms, CI/CD pipeline, and also troubleshooting application works, application logs. Working with third-party stakeholders, understanding end-to-end deployment and also command line interface of major cloud providers. I was also working on. I'm just trying to also have some of the experience in basic development, but just for debugging and doing perspective, and also involved in writing Jenkins share file, Jenkins scripts using Groovy. That's my high-level experience. And also worked on different DevOps tools like that. Right, not what and cloud platforms that includes AWS and GCP, and works on different DevOps tools like Jenkins, Git, Maven. That's part of the build process that we use. And
so if I were to hire you tomorrow and put you on a project, tell me what kind of project you would be most successful on. What would that work entail?
Anything which is in line with DevOps and the current cloud technologies, which I have been working on. I would say automation, DevOps, cloud automation, provisioning, containerization scripts, as well as as well CI/CD would be. I'm ready to interested for me. Apart from that, I can also be flexible to work on anything which is a bit of an new and challenging for me. I would say.
Okay, and you talk about automation. What scripting language are you using to automate?
Yeah, so I'm primarily scripting language. I use it also has some experience on PowerShell and Bash Shell, and also I used Groovy scripting for Jenkins.
So have you authored Jenkins files, or did they already exist and you were kind of fine tuning, tweaking them?
Yes. So I wrote multi-branch declarative pipelines, which I was responsible for integrating multi-branch declarative pipelines, working on CI/CD automation, handling the integration with SonarQube and Selenium WebDriver, trying to work on the integrating deployments and inside different integrating deployment with the Selenium WebDriver's API, and also got some experience on rolling back changes if at all required from runtime services on the.
Okay, and so walk me through the process to build a Docker image. What do you start with? What does that look like?
So first of all, we'll start with the base image, which is going to be like any kind of a base image coming from the remote systems. So once you have that, then we can start with adding some more run commands, interfaces that will be specific installation of basic software inside that. Once that is done, then we can start exposing ports. This is one thing, and using expose keyboard. So once we have exposed a port, then I think finally we can have the run the command, which will be running that binary inside that, and this will help us to render command file, and also we can define entry point as well as some of the other things like standard documents in the API.
Okay, and let me ask.
I can build Docker image using Docker build command and push it to the remote elastic container registry in AWS. In GCP, you have a remote different registry like Google Cloud registry. It varies from the cloud you use.
What does entry point perform? What function?
Okay. So basically, the entry point is nothing but its instructions which allow you to use the configure the executables which will be running after the container is initiated. For example, you can mention a script to run as soon as the container is started. So these things you can mention.
Okay. Let's shift gears here. So if you wanted to provision scalable infrastructure for EKS in AWS, walk me through the process to make that happen.
So basically, if you want to do a scalable infrastructure, we can write a custom data from template for the scalable infrastructure. So we can use the cluster autoscaler, which is horizontal pod autoscaler in the Kubernetes cluster. The Kubernetes cluster autoscaler is a popular autoscaling solution, which is there and responsible for ensuring that entire cluster run
Okay. And Are you familiar with Docker Swarm?
Yes.
What are the three sort of container balancing strategies that Docker Swarm contains?
So working on Docker Swarm API, trying to work on local deployment. So saying so container balancing strategies, you got round robin. We got round robin. Then we got weighted strategy. Then let me think.
Or more like in you have a bunch of nodes. Let's say you have 30 nodes.
Okay.
And you have, I don't know, 100 containers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have, and each node has a certain amount of resources, CPU, memory.
Okay.
And each container has a different amount of traffic. And so it needs to balance those across the nodes appropriately.
So here it's going to be a routing mesh, which is added there. So we can have Docker Swarm. We got the routing methodologies, by using round robin, which you should be doing round robin between the multiple environments. And once that is done, we can use this form in routing mesh mode and the public service port. So in this case, all the incoming requests to be published on the available nodes on the active cluster. Yeah, these things you can option. The other things you can.
What are the advantages of Kubernetes over Docker Swarm?
Okay. So you want So in terms of advantage of Kubernetes over the Docker Swarm is it's production scale and also good stability, and it also provides security. These things you can do.
Does Docker Swarm have node affinity?
Can you come again? What is it?
Or maybe the question is, what is node affinity?
Oh, affinity, right? Yeah. So basically, Docker Swarm has some issues in production environment. Yes, I think you want to know what is node, right? Node affinity.
Yeah, what is node affinity?
So what will happen in the example in the production, right? It will not be stable, and then the node affinity is not available as possible. So Docker Swarm allows you to have a pool of Docker hosts. So you have affinity filter, which is there in Docker service state. Yeah, which is there in Docker service state. Let me think, because I have used Docker Swarm very long back.
Well, no, it's sort of a trick question because Docker Swarm doesn't have node affinity, but Kubernetes does. That's one of the advantages of Kubernetes, to configure in the pod to say we want this pod.
Yeah.
Go to this node.
Yeah, so we have taints and tolerance. I mean to say taints and tolerance in Kubernetes.
Yeah, those are related. So what are taints?
Okay. So the taints and tolerance, and so shall I answer the node affinity, or shall I go into the taints and tolerance?
How about all of it? Because it's all related.
Okay.
So how are they different? Okay.
Okay. Basically, node affinity and taints and tolerance is different. In this case, what happens is changes tolerance work together to ensure that pods are not lean to the inappropriate nodes. Now, say that the main difference is that node affinity is a property of the pod that attracts them to a set of nodes, opposite to that, say opposite, they allow a node to repel a set of pods, and tolerations are applied to pods, and tolerations allow schedule to schedule pods with matching teams, I would say, like dev, prod, and something like that.
Where do you configure that?
You would say that
any of it, like
yeah, yes. So you can configure that in the node YAML file. So I would say that you can configure that in that node YAML file, and also define it as part of everything. Can also define it as part of our application. So there is a where we can define the duration of the schedule, like no execute and prefer. Yeah, this is what I remember. We haven't done that actually. I'm just trying to recollect it.
Oh, you haven't done that. Okay.
It's a long back actually. I have to just brush up my part very well.
Let me move it from Kubernetes. Walk me through the CI/CD pipeline flow. So walk me from A to Z. Your commit, build, test, deploy, flow, and what tool stack are you using to accomplish those steps?
Okay, first of all, there is a commit which a developer does in the environment, which is a branch, it's in the branch, which is working on primarily the development branch. Then once we have brought up to the appropriate comments, there is an automatic webhook which will be triggered, and then the webhook will be triggered, and this webhook will be triggered, then triggering the pipeline on a multi-branch declarative service inside that. From there, it will start adding all the node-based environment in the multiple environments in the multiplier services. A multi-branch declarative service, and start running the static code test cases. Once that is done, the next step would be to actually start with the Sonar Cube test as well as Selenium WebDriver test in the repository. If all the test cases pass, we send this report to developers. Even if it doesn't pass, we still send the report to developers. That is part of it. After that, we do some security testing, some basic smoke testing before we push it to the artifact artifact to the Nexus on either the Nexus or the JFrog, and maybe whatever the case. Finally, we use a custom Docker image to inject the artifacts, and then use a version number from the tag name, and use it to deploy in the target Kubernetes cluster target nodes using the Kubernetes cluster deployment.
Okay.
I might have missed some of the tools like image scanning. We use 45 scan. You might have used it or not. That I would have missed it.
Okay. Let me turn the tables and ask you what questions you have for me.
I'd like to know what is the team size and what is the day-to-day activities you're looking for in the and what is the expectation for this job?
Yeah. So the team size is 7 to 10. That's kind of what we're targeting. Mm-hmm. Expectations. Primarily we're working to actively migrate APIs off of Swarm to Kubernetes on-prem. So, for this particular team, a lot of the activity takes place around that. So knowledge of Swarm is helpful, but we're moving away from it. Knowledge of Kubernetes is more vital. But then, of course, this team is also involved in maturing our CI/CD pipeline model, and we're moving away from Jenkins for CI and UDeploy for CD, and moving towards Jenkins, what we call Jenkins Core for CI and CD. Moving away from scripted pipelines to a declarative approach where we call pipeline libraries and so forth. So that would be the kind of core areas where we would assess for skill set.
Oh, okay. So okay, and so you said like you're using Kubernetes on-prem, not on the cloud.
Well, it'll be both, but we're going from on-prem Swarm to on-prem Kubernetes, Rancher Kubernetes. We're going to decom Swarm, and then we're going to migrate from on-prem Kubernetes to EKS in the cloud.
Okay. So what are the clouds you have? Like you also use GKE or only AWS you have? Only.
Right now it's AWS with Azure on the horizon.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I worked on both AWS Kubernetes as well as Google Cloud Kubernetes. So I was wondering.
Okay. Got it. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, any other questions you might have?
Okay. I don't have anything actually.
We're almost at time here. I guess 5 minutes early. I will, give me a day or so. Obviously, we're running through interviews. I try to keep people updated on what next steps may look like if we move forward, and then it would be a second round with the principal engineers in the team, and they would go deeper into use cases than I have. So I'll keep you posted, whatever direction this goes, and should let you know by the end of the week what we're going to do.
Okay.
Thank you, Prashant, for your time. I hope I haven't wasted it.
No. Thanks for your time, actually. I'm really grateful. Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Nice meeting you.
You too. Take care, my friend.